Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to VidaneTV. It has been a long time since we've said that for the Tim's Corner Motorsports Group. Great to be back, kicking things off, cracking open the very first race of the TCM Select Six-Packs here for this winter. As always, I am Showtime Paul Strickland Jr., and we have a jam-packed production trailer this evening. Ashton Reiki joining me, as well as Nick Potier and Patrick Byrne as well. We know him better as the Biz or Bizzle. Biz, this is the first time you've run one of these TCM races. How we feel tonight, man? What's going on?
I just love it. Love the short track racing going on here at North Wilkesboro. Glad they brought this track back. This late model is just frankly incredible here. I think they might even be faster than the Cup cars around this speedway.
Absolutely. Going to be a whole lot of fun to keep up with these drivers. We got some heat races going on, some last chance qualifiers, taking 25 drivers to the big show here this evening. And Ashton, this is not the first time you and I have worked together, and it's definitely not going to be the last, but first time this winter. How we feeling, brother?
We're feeling great. The weather's a little colder here in your neck of the woods right now than it is over here. It's kind of flip-flop for now, but you know the weather will change. But right now, racing back behind the seats of the sim rigs, and pace cars already starting to kind of look down pit road as we're getting ready for the first heat race of the off season. In some senses, it's great to be back, Paul.
Indeed, it is. Nick Potier jumping in as well. He's going to be down around pit road, going to be calling some racing here with us as well. Nick, how we feeling?
I feel excited. It's been a long off season here for these drivers. I'm looking forward to seeing how things unfold here in tonight's action.
Going to be a lot of fun as we take the green flag for heat race number 1, trying to get all of the bugs and the kinks worked out. It's only live TV, folks, so we'll get that up and running as quickly as we can. Timing and scoring, you can follow along over on our website, vidane.tv/scoring. And just like last season, that is brought to us by Wingnut Productions. And there you see it, lap 1 already complete. That very familiar number 75 car of Mike Alexander leads lap number 1. He's got a challenge, though, from the number 9 of Campbell Delaney. Side by side for the lead. There you can see James Pileski in the 93 car in behind. Bright colors on that machine as they're pulling away a little bit of door contact there, Ashton, between the 75 and the 9. No harm, no foul.
Yeah, it was a great line by the 9 there to stay down and up off the 75, giving him lots of room to run that outside line. You can see earlier on this track is going to be a 2 or 3 lane track. Saw guys running up in practice right up against the wall. Campbell Delaney's going to take that lead. Not by much as the 75 still putting on some pressure on that outside and getting a little bit of pressure from behind by the JJ McRae machine.
Live all over the internet, trying to take over, as it were, like we try and do here on VidaneTV. Campbell Delaney going to take over the lead as we still messing with timing and scoring here, trying to get that sorted out here. But live TV, it works when it wants to, and sometimes, sometimes we just going to have to wing it. You can see the front 3 pulled away just a little bit, and looks like we're getting slowed up for the very first time this evening.
Looks to me like the yellow is out there, and with the live timing and scoring on the top there, it looks like a penalty for the JJ McRae machine. So that was actually James Pileski that was putting on some pressure in the 793 car right behind them. He was looking to the inside of the 75 car, and it was kind of starting to put the pressure on and be able to open up the door and let the 75 down and in. Looked like they were just going to drive away clean and green, but the yellow flag coming out for what looks to be just a couple cars. Looks like Luke Cormier and possibly Tony Wright towards the back there. They seem to be a couple laps down now, so I'm going to assume that there was a little bit of action there. Again, no harm, no foul. They still got a chance. There's 3 last chance qualifiers. Still gives you lots of opportunity as they're doubling up already.
Yeah, gonna be quick.
Field doubling up. Getting ready to come back to green here. Lights look to be out on the pace car.
It looks like we may even have timing and scoring. There you can see 7 laps completed already in this one. 9-lap heat races. Once they get that green flag, you'll be able to see that we've got 2 laps to go. Cormier still down on pit road with an extended pit stop as well. Green flag back out. Great jump there by the 9 car, Ashton.
Absolutely, and the 75 is going to put the pressure on the outside. You saw a little bit of bumper tag on that. He slowed the field right down, kind of threw everybody off. Great battle for the third place position between Pileski and Black. Black is on the outside making it work. He's going to fall back. The move on the inside from Pileski was solid on the bottom. Looks like the bottom's currently the dominant line.
Big hit there.
Black.
He saved that car. Now it's in the wall, but he did save it initially.
That was wild. I took my eyes off the screen for 1 second. I'm glad Bizzle jumped in on that one because I didn't see it until he was already backed up into the wall.
Yeah, and there you can see the action on track as we take a look at the U-House Racing Designs instant replay. A little bit of contact there, and we'll kick it back up to the live view because I don't believe we had a caution. I believe we stayed green for that all the way up to the checkered. And that first heat race is going to go to Cameron Delaney, James Pileski going to finish in second, Mike Alexander and Hudson Ruff in the 44 car. They're going to be the first 4 drivers that are going to make the main event of the evening here tonight. So a little bit of work to get put in for the rest of the drivers and everybody that's out there kind of watching along with our broadcast and here at the track live. They have already gotten a piece of the action. They know what it's going to kind of take here to get these drivers lined up as we get heat race number 2 out on the front straightaway.
Big winner out of that last lap, or I don't even want to say last lap, but that little bit of calamity towards the end there. The big winner out of that one was Hudson Ruff in that last heat race. He was sitting down in the 7th, 8th position, not in a qualifying position, and as they started wrecking, he ended up driving through that, getting into that 5th place position, and I believe that locks him in. If not, it's really close to locking him in, so he'll have a good spot to start in the last chance qualifier if he isn't already locked in. But a big win for Hudson Ruff on that one.
Kind of a who's who in the TCM, Tim's Corner Motorsports iRacing series in this heat race here. How about Ryan Messer, VidaneTV's Ironman? Every league we've ever called here on VidaneTV, I think Ryan Messer's won at least half a dozen races in each of those leagues. He's going to start on the pole. How about, I don't think that's new colors, but that's definitely new paint scheme there for that 24 car. That is a beautiful paint scheme there for Aiden Christensen on the outside.
Right behind them, not slouches behind them at all either in the 16 and the 0000. Caden Tufts very fast in practice earlier on. He was in my notes as one to pick if he can make the A main. Again, he's in a position already to make that A main as long as he can hold off the rest of the field behind him. As you said, the who's who is kind of in this race. I see a Brent Roy in there. I see a Rayner in there. There's quite a few names that are generally up towards the front, so they're getting ready to go green as the pace car goes down pit road.
Side by side as that pace car makes the hard left-hand turn to the safety of pit road. Green flag flying once again for heat race number 2. Biz, they're coming to you towards 1 and 2.
Yes, side by side right now. Ryan Messer still holding the inside, but Aiden Christensen in that beautiful chrome number 24. Going to try and get the run down the high side. A little bit more banking now after they repaved this track, right? On the high side, did they do a progressive kind of thing here?
You know, I'm not sure.
It looks like it.
I think they did, because there's a lot more momentum on that high side than I remember. I remember this track always being a very low-line heavy track, but now the 00, Caden Tufts taking a peek down the inside.
I saw that earlier on in practice because they were working the inside and the outside. You could see some guys making different kinds of runs, and it being a fixed setup, you kind of really can't do much other than just try different lines and see what's working. I saw a couple guys down towards the bottom that were making it work and weren't far off the fast lap times, but certainly the middle to high is going to be the fast line. You see Ryan Messer move down to that bottom line and take it away from the 00. Caden Tufts still having to defend the outside at the same time as Aiden Christensen, making that outside very wide work.
One guy that's happy to see these guys battling so hard is going to be Hunter Terpesta in the number 6 car, that red number 6 in the back of your frame. He is looking to get into the transfer spot. The 16 car, Ben Ryan, kind of just sitting back right now, watching the action unfold as now Ryan Messer is sideways in turn 1 and 2.
Clear paint scheme on that number 6. I believe that's a Cole Butcher paint scheme on that number 6 car. Congratulations to him for winning the ASA Tour Championship this past weekend. He locked it up the last race, but officially made it official. Oh, Ryan Messer!
Ryan Messer goes around him.
He's still getting jammed up. Caution flag flies with 3 to go. Oh no, we got a car on the lid. That's fine. He did what? That's a skateboard move. What's that called? A kickflip?
a grind. Well, he's grinding right now. I would
Kickflip
say.
into a grind, I think. I don't remember. I'm not much of a skater boy anymore. I'm a little bit too old and a little bit too fat. But we'll take a look at the U-House Racing Designs instant replay. We'll slow it down here for you too. Caden Tufts with a big slide.
Watch the number 6 drive right through this one. Barely gets through.
Definitely going to take a look at that. Brett Byron getting a piece of it as well. The other 00 car getting some action. The 91 nowhere to go. There you see the 16 going up on the lid and then landing on that pit lane, or that pit wall rather. Easy enough for me to say. Not sure why we're going slow motion backwards, but taking a look at the 6 car. There you see it. If we can get this camera angle switched up quick enough, we'll ride on board. Just take a look. There's the action. No time to react. Held that wheel straight, kept it going. Ooh, we're sliding. No, we're not. We got it. We got us a transfer spot right now at this point, boys.
Yeah, Ben Pell. Excuse me.
He was sitting in the catbird seat for that one there, and I'm not sure how he made it out unscathed, but I just wanted to bring up that's Ryan Messer. That's the Iron Man of iRacing for all these divisions. He's going to have to go to the last chance qualifier. We're going to see him make what I usually call the alphabet soup run.
Green flag flies once again. Big jump there for the 24. We'll see if race control calls that one back. But for right now, we stay green with 2 laps to go in the second heat race of the night. Christensen holding on to the lead. Caden Tufts, though, in that double lot right there in second, Biz.
Yeah, last time you saw Ryan Messer, last Thursday night in the NEP series, or excuse me, the Oil Boys series, he had a very similar thing in the heat race, got himself knocked to the back of the pack and had to fight his way back up to the front in the feature. Ended up coming home second or third in that one. So definitely a fun guy to watch make his way up through the field.
You can see on the right side of your screen, Brent Roy still down on pit road. We're going to see him in the LCQ race as that 2-4 car takes himself the checker. Christensen, Truffs, Turska, and Ben P. I don't know how to say that last name, and I don't want to butcher it. So the 024 car.
Peltier?
Yes, nailed it. First try. They're going to be racing in the main event here this evening, and we've got a handful of LCQ races as well. This is going to be a lot of fun to try and keep up with who's who, who's where, and it's even hard enough to try and keep up with timing and scoring. But third heat race getting lined up here. Who's all in this one, Ashton?
I'm going to have to wait for it to come up, Paul, because I just lost my laptop, so I'm trying to work on refiring that one, but it's certainly going to take a second.
Well, that's not the end of the world. Luckily, it's only live TV. That's how we get down. You can see Dylan Gentry in the 028. He's going to be kicking things off from the pole here in this heat race. JJ McCrae in here, Nathan Langell, Richard Drake, Rational Richard Drake. Great to see him back in that 141 Laker News car. He's got Zane Farrell, the NEP driver in the number 14. He's had himself a solid finish, kicked things off in the NEP series with a top 3.
Big crashing going on the grid here. Got the whole outside line, nose to tail, cars up on each other's noses.
Looks like
big
we
damage
got it
there to the 011 of Nick McKay.
Yeah, you can see the front of that car all caved in already. Haven't even taken the green flag yet. We're still on the formation, but luckily we've got those handful of LCQ races. So according to race control, we have 4 heat races taking the top 4. That's going to give us 16. And then we've got 3 LCQ races that we're taking the top 3 from each of those. Carry the 1. We're going to have a 75 lapper with 25 drivers here in this one. And it's going to happen quick. So make sure you grab yourself, pardon me, make sure you grab yourself a drink, a beverage, and crank that TV all the way up. We've got racing action all the way into the night. It looks like we got everybody sorted out here 2 by 2 all the way through. The 028 car down on the bottom side, the 78 of McRae up on the top. 14 drivers fighting for 4 spots in that main event. Ashton, we are green.
Great jump by the 28 of Jedry out on the front side there. Looks like JJ McCrae is going to follow suit on the outside, trying to make it work like we saw earlier in the heat. The 03 is going to slide up in front of him. There's already some car behind. The 33 was all sorts of sideways. The yellow is going to come out. Steering does not look straight on that 33 car anymore as we go to the U-House Racing Designs replay.
Yeah, we'll back that up and take a look at it in slow motion. Focus in on that 33 car down on the bottom side. Looks like he might have had, oh yeah, definitely a bit of help there from the 005. Got the 33 in there just a little bit too hot to trot. There you see the 122 got a piece of the action as well, got up into the outside, and as the 33 kind of tried to correct his line, got spun around, and you can see the 25 car. I don't know if that was a reaction there for Stephen Farrell in the back of the pack as well. We'll back it up one more time. But a couple of incidents here in this one, and you can see just how bright that sun glare is bouncing off the track. I'm almost wondering if that's got anything to do with some of these drivers spinning.
Yeah, definitely the sun glare is rough at some of these tracks, especially when you're racing into the sunset. You can't see anything, and a lot of these guys are on fixed monitors, either a single monitor or triples, and you can't move your eyes to get the sun out of your way. The VR guys have a huge advantage there. They can tilt their head up. They can kind of block it by the sunshade where the sponsor logos are up at the top of the windshield. They could block it with one of the pillars. But unfortunately, us screen guys, we can't do a darn thing about it.
You mean putting sunglasses on doesn't help?
In VR, it might.
I guess I'm taking these off. Lights off atop the non-manufacturer specific iRacing pace car. Going to make the hard left-hand turn to the safety of pit road. Grab himself a corn dog and a Coke and fire the broadcast back up on the VidaneTV YouTube page. We're live all over the place, folks. Twitch, TV. We're live on YouTube. We're live on the Tim's Corner Motorsports page. We're live on the VidaneTV Facebook page. I think we're on TikTok. We're over on Twitter. Give us a like, a share, a subscribe, a follow, all that good stuff. Let your friends and family know you are watching some racing action here this evening. And man, oh man, this first TCM select race of the six-pack we're going to be going through this winter, it's going to be a banger. We've already seen a couple of really good heat races, and we're seeing some hot action out on track right now as we're still 2x2 throughout the field.
The 03 of Nathan Langell really working that bottom line for those first couple laps, getting some heat to the tires. He moved up to the top side, realizing that bottom wasn't going to work. He's going to have to find another way as they wreck behind him. Green flag is still out with 3 to go. Nathan Langell setting the fast lap, so he has found something. Whether he can get by the car in front of him, 28 of Jedry, it's going to be a different story. He dives down to the bottom, takes a look, but the yellow flag coming out is going to stop that momentum run as there's a bunch of cars on the track in front of these guys. They're going to have to go to the high side and get around the little bit of calamity on the backstretch.
Back that up and take a peek at the U-House Racing Designs instant replay. We'll see if the button worked and did what it's supposed to do. It looks like that's after the caution flag came out. So we'll back that up just a wee little bit there. And I believe it was the 77 that may have been involved in that one, but I could be, nope, it looked like the 33, smoke coming out of the back of that machine. So we'll back that up. And there you see the 33 involved in another one as everything looked good. Got up into the outside wall just a little bit and just lost the car. Oh, there was an incident up in front with another car. There you can see the calamity. Oh, big hit there from the 5 up into the 33, and there you see out into the safer barrier there. So that brings out the caution flag. Looks like the 33 car going to park down on pit road. That's Ashley Creefman in that car. So we'll see them in the last chance qualifier, or one of the 3 last chance qualifiers here coming up very, very shortly. But there you see lights off once again, Biz. We are coming to the green flag.
Yep, lights are out on the pace car. It's going to make the hard left turn down into the pit lane. You're going to have Nathan Langell and Dylan Jedry on your front row. Field making their way out of turn number 4 now. Even start between the pair. Looks like 28 car is going to get a little bit of a jump there into turn 1. Going to be single file up front and double file all the way rest through the field.
28 jumped right up to the outside, make sure he took Langell's line right away from him as soon as he possibly could. Then you see the cars behind him just kind of trying to find that lane around. Bottom seems to be dominant, a little bit of a wiggle there from the 5th place car right behind them. He's trying everything he can, and that is Rational Richard, generally one of the guys up in the top 3 positions with these vehicles. So he's another one looking on the outside right now, looking in and trying to find his way into the last chance qualifier pole position as they come to the white flag. And they're going to do one more lap around. It looks like, oh, Langell into the back of the 28. And I believe that maybe that was the checkered, because I don't see Langell just sending him that way. So that was the checkered. Sorry about that. I thought that was already the last lap. So Jedry and Langell will certainly finish first and second in that one.
Yeah, and you saw Rational Richard Drake finishing P5 in that one, so we'll see him come back in these LCQ races coming up here momentarily. And we usually see Richard Drake, like you said, up towards the front, but it's been a long off-season here with the iRacing world. A lot of these drivers out at the real track, whether they're racing real cars or working at the track, working on production crews or whatever they may or may not be doing. So once it starts getting cold out and the real race cars, they get tucked away into the garage or into the barn or wherever they may be. And, well, we pull out the sim rigs and we fire it up for the wintertime to try and keep everybody on their toes. How about the NEP driver down on the bottom side, the number 46 unsponsored ride of Ryan Libby. He's going to start down on the bottom side. Ryan Kemp is going to be up in the 9 car. Up on the top side, Noel Fougier, Ronnie McKay going to be in the 2nd row. Brianna Regal and Dale Glessner going to roll off in the 3rd row. Jared Slomwhite, Keith Lord, Jacob Nickerson, Kane Gillens, Jason Goose, Andrew Lively, Riley Frost, and Terry Duguay going to be the 14 drivers in this one. And these heat races, they're clicking off at quite a ferocious pace here, Biz.
Yeah, 8 laps goes by very quickly here at North Wilkesboro, about 16, 17 seconds a lap. So these guys are taking them off real fast. The only thing that's slowing us down is the cautions. But frankly, other than that last heat race, we haven't had a ton of those. Field making their way out of turn 4 into the start zone, and the green flag is out.
Rocking and rolling once again here, and you can see these drivers slipping and sliding all the way around this racetrack. A little bit of beating and banging there, some door banging there in that 3rd row for that 4th and 5th. They're still beating and banging on each other, Ashton.
Yeah, they are, and that's going to be the battle for position. Right behind them is going to be the last transfer spot. They take 3 out of the last chance qualifiers, so every one of those is trying to get in position to be in the catbird seat to be able to work their way into that position. But doing what they're doing is not going to work. They're going to have to settle out quickly, one hard into the wall. They're all going to keep it straight somehow.
They're still 3 wide.
They're still 3 wide.
My goodness, there's 4 wide there for a second towards the back. They keep everything pointed in the right direction, and we stay clean and green. But my, oh my, what a race so far. Noel Fougier, the 2nd place driver, he's going to rack off the quick time so far with an 18.9. That is a blistering lap here at the virtual North Wilkesboro.
It is, and you can see the back end come sliding out on him, so he is pushing the envelope just a little bit too far, or a little bit further than what you usually see Noel Fougier do. He's one of the best at saving tires right now. I believe his thought is just get into the A main, and from there we'll do some saving. Right now he's just working on the back end of the leader, trying to find a way around to be able to say he was one of the last chance qualifier winners.
You can see the front 3 drivers pulling away by quite a bit. There's big time damage there on the transfer spot holder right now in the right front of the number 29 of Jared Slomwhite. And you can see he's still trying to hold on to that spot. He's got a hard challenge, though, of the Lord Spotting Service number 17 car of Keith Lord. He's actually in the 60 car here this evening, and he's going to try and get around the high side. 3 laps to go, 2 laps to go. Once they get to the line, does he have enough time to get that transfer spot?
Worked the top, and then he decided that he's going to try and work the bottom as Slomwhite decided to take his lane away. Slomwhite's watching his mirror carefully. He sees where the 60's going, be able to take his line away, try and take that draft line away, even just a half a car length in between them, just trying to be able to keep him behind. I believe they are only taking 3, Paul, out of the last chance qualifiers. Again, we weren't too sure about how many they were fully taking out of the last chance qualifiers as they take the final lap.
And you can see these top 3 drivers, white flag, white rag, they're going to get into 3 and 4 for the final time this heat race. There was 3 different styles on the other end of the race.
Oh, and big contact for the transfer spot. Keith Lord moves the number 29 out of the way.
And that's going to move him into the big show. That's going to send Jared Slomwhite to the LCQ. One of the 3 LCQs coming up here in this one. That may or may not have what they call in the wrestling world a receipt coming for that.
Yeah, that was a last lap move, which, I mean, we all know you've got to make the last lap move, and you've got, you know, when you've got the chance to do it, any driver is going to do. They can tell you, oh, I wouldn't drive like that, but we all know they would. So, Jared Slonwhite, again, a local driver here in Nova Scotia. I've seen him drive quite a few times. He doesn't generally drive like that, but the receipt might be coming later on.
100% in the sim racing world. We like to bridge the gap here in the real, from the real racing world to the sim racing world. And one of my favorite quotes was Tony Stewart back when he was racing for a championship. I believe it was the year he was racing Carl Edwards for the championship. He'd wreck his grandma. He'd wreck your grandma for the championship. And that's no different here in the sim racing world. These drivers know how prestigious these TCM races are, especially the TCM Select Series we're running here this winter and this fall, and these drivers are going to do everything they can to try and come out on top.
The only advantage to this, Paul, is that when you wreck somebody, it's not as costly.
Doesn't hurt as much either.
That's true. So
just hurt feelings. Feelings can get hurt pretty bad.
They can, but I mean, when it comes down to it, it doesn't hurt the pocket as much, so I don't feel like the feelings got hurt as much either.
Very, very true.
I feel like they get hurt more on the sim just in general. A lot of the sim racers I've met are whinier than the people at the actual tracks, and a lot of the dirt tracks I go to, they got some of the whiniest drivers out there. So it's impressive.
A lot of drivers put a lot of time into the practice. Sometimes you get, you get the open setup leagues where you're able to kind of tweak the setup, but with this one, everybody's running the exact same thing. Late model stocks here, fixed setup, set up by Tim Terry from Tim's Corner Motorsports. And, man, you can see a handful of drivers we've already seen. I don't believe we've seen Chris Roma yet on track. I think he missed the heat race, so he's going to try and race his way in to the, through the LCQ. He's going to start on the pole. Jared Slonwhite and that car up on the outside lane there. Quentin Carpenter, Brett Byron, and Cameron Matty going to be the top 5 in this one. Riley Frost rolling off P6. 10 laps in this one, taking the top 3 from the very first LCQ.
Green flag is out, and a great jump right away on the bottom line by the 83. He slid up right in front of Slonwhite, and I wasn't sure if there was going to be contact made there. The 27 is going to go around at the back of the field. Hopefully he gets that straightened out and going, as the battle for the lead is still going on the front there. The 27 is going to get it straightened out, and I think that
Costin's going to come out. The 555 is going to be right spun around in front of the leaders.
Yeah, yellow is going to be out right there. A great battle on the front row there on that first lap restart.
And these drivers know they have no chances after this one to get into the show here tonight. The top 3 going to be transferring in. There you see the D main is what we're calling this one. 9 laps to go in this. The 83 of Chris Roma, very familiar to VidaneTV here, runs the RBR Maritime Series usually on Monday nights. Still waiting for them to finalize their schedule for season 8, I believe they're on now. Might be season 9, but there you can see some quick times going across the screen there. And we know the timing and scoring is doing some wonky stuff. It is trying to keep up with. Actually, as soon as I say that, it looks like it's got itself all sorted out. And one of the names as I'm going through that really pops out is mid-pack right now is that number 1 car, the Ironman, Brian Messer. He's got a long way to go and a short time to get there if he's going to make this main event here.
Yeah, Ryan Messer going to be stuck on the inside line. The outside line seems to be the preferred line to go, but that might be an advantage for him, the number 1, because that's going to leave that low line open for him to try and make some big dives here. Running out of laps to get it done, though.
7 laps to go. I mean, Ryan Messer is one of the best in the business when it comes to iRacing and real-world racing, so he's certainly going to be one to watch. As they come out of 4, they're going to come to green, Paul.
Absolutely. Got to meet Ryan Messer last year at 660 when I was up hanging out in Canada. It was very cool to kind of put a face to the name and a name to the face as we are green flag racing once again. Chris Roma, Jared Slonwhite side by side for the lead. They're side by side all the way through the
Ryan Messer was around.
Massive
the
wreck.
front pack went around too. There was the 2 on the front row made contact at the same time, and I believe the only one to make it out of that was the 27, but I'm not really sure. The 2 front cars also made contact on the exit of the corner. There was one midair when we got a quick shot of it.
Yeah, we'll take a peek at the U-House Racing Designs instant replay. There you can see some calamity going on, the incident already happening.
The
At that
entire
point.
way through the field.
All the way through. There was like 6 different wrecks, it seemed like, and they all kind of happened in the same spot. There you see the 83. Chris Roma got a big piece of the wall there as well. We'll see if we can find out what went down with Ryan Messer. It looks like he made his way through. No, that was after the wreck. We'll back that up one more time.
Ryan Messer was the first to go around in this incident, and then they started wrecking in front of him.
There you saw a little bit of contact. The Michelob Ultra car, the 005, got into the back, it looks like, of the one car, sent him on down around, and the rest is history. And there you saw on the top of your screen, the leaders got into themselves as well. So this is going to jumble things up. Man, oh man, with 4 laps to go, you can see everybody trying to catch back up to the field. Lights still on that pace car. But that's going to jumble things up in a big way. New leader, Brett Byron, in the number 22 car. Quentin Carpenter in the 122 there on the outside. Chris Roma drops back to 3rd. Joel LeBlanc going to be rolling off P4. Jason Halverson rolling off P5. There are still some big names in this one that are back towards the back of the pack. It's going to be a long night for some of these guys because, well, it might be a short night for some of these guys. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
I was going to say, it's not going to be a long night because they don't actually have to fix the bodywork. They can just hold that magical button that resets everything. But it's going to be a short night that they can grab a nice grab a beverage and maybe make a phone call to DoorDash and get some food and watch the rest of the evening.
As the lights kick off, and that's exactly right. They could get in touch with DoorDash. You could save yourself a couple of bucks if you really wanted to. $8 off your first 4 items or your first 4 orders. Easy enough for me to save at VidaneTV/DoorDash, or you can scan that QR code there on the bottom right of your screen. Great to have DoorDash on board here with us this season with VidaneTV, and we're gonna be ordering food from them all season long. Pace car down on pit road. 2 laps to go. Green, green, green for the 22 and the 122 up front.
Great start for Brett Byron on the bottom side there. He's going to have to find his way up to the top side as they're sideways behind again. The zero.
They all gathered that up.
That is very good driving for the back of the pack to be able to keep this green. Brett Byron got a great start, and then he moved his way up to the top. As we were saying, the top seems to be the dominant spot right now for speed as they come to the white flag. 2 to go, it looks like. Sorry. There it is. White flag is out for Brett Byron, looking to get his first last chance qualifier win in the TCM special events.
122 going to take a peek down low, but they're all trying to chase Chris Roma. There's Ryan Messer. He's in the 4th spot. What's he going to do? Is he going to be able to get up in there? He tries to go on the outside. Not quite enough. Ryan Messer misses the show. You can see he gives a little nudge to the 83 car. Frustration for the 1 camp. Brett Byron, Quentin Carpenter, Chris Roma, though, they will be racing in the 75 lapper here coming up shortly. Unfortunately, Ryan Messer going to be watching the broadcast from pit road down on or over on the VidaneTV YouTube page or the Facebook page or TikTok or Twitter or Twitch or wherever you're watching us streaming here. And be sure to drop a comment. You guys have the chats up. You're following along, right? Solid maybe. All right. So let us know who you're watching, who you're pulling for, where you're watching from. Be sure to pull us up on the big screen as well. Join the conversation with hashtag VidaneTV. Again, tell your friends and family you're watching some iRacing action here on a Tuesday night, and this isn't it. We've got a whole bunch of action all season long, from late models to trucks. We got trucks coming up this Thursday night with the NEP series, and we're going to be seeing some of those NEP drivers in these races here. But one more LCQ. I think we have 2 more last chance qualifying races here. This one's going to be kicked off with Troy Burke and Dylan Black up in the front row. Lights off on the pace car. Everyone lined up 2 by 2 all the way through. The 01 down on the bottom side. The 08 up top. Andrew Lively in this one. Danny Vitch, Ben Ryan, James Devon, Jason Goss, Nick McKay, Brent Roy back in the LCQ trying to race his way into the big show. Hudson Ruff, Ronnie McKay, and Ashley Creelman in this one as the pace car comes around out of turn number 2 with those lights off. He's going to go down to safety at pit road, and we're going to be racing once again, trying to find the next 3 drivers making a big show here, Ashton.
Yeah, again, another last chance qualifier with some names that we're often seeing at the front of the packs, usually at these TCM specials and other series that we watch. So Dylan Black's going to try and race his way in. He's one that we often talk about. Andrew Lively, a great driver, also another one that you should keep an eye on. 16 was in a transfer position in his heat as they go green. Again, a great jump by the inside car, trying to get up to the outside to make sure he takes that line away from Dylan Black. As I was saying, the 16 was in a transfer position, just some tough luck. He's already making it ways 3 wide on the bottom, making the pass through, or trying to make the pass on Andrew Lively.
Indeed they are. They're battling out for the lead. Oh, trouble. The 15 car up and around into the outside wall. Danny Vitch is there as well, but they save it. Once again, caution flag still going to fly here on lap number 1 of this one. And you can see Brent Roy, he's trying to get the heck out of Dodge. He's going all the way down to that apron to try and avoid the calamity. We'll back that up the old-fashioned way because it looks like the graphic just takes too dang long for us to do what we're doing here. We'll take a look here. There you see, we'll slow it down. The 15 kind of gets down in the apron. The 16, unfortunately, nowhere to go. Gets into the back almost of the 15 car. There you see the 3 wide, and there you see the contact as they get down into it. And you'll see 15 car tries to turn down, it looks like, and just loses the back end as we pick that back up to full song. There's some more contact, goes up to the outside wall, and spins across the nose of Danny Vitch in that 29 car up on the top. And we see new paint scheme there for the 29 car. It looks like there's a leprechaun on the side of that. That's a little bit different than the Major Melon Mountain Dew car that he was rocking last year.
Yeah, not as bright and vibrant. So we're gonna have to make a phone call to Danny and say, listen, we're gonna need something brighter than this to keep us alive.
Yeah, because there was Mountain Dew stickers all over that car last year for sure. But maybe he's got the luck of the Irish there on the side. He's running P4 right now. We'll see what he does here. Still a little bit of time left in this one. 7 laps to go. We'll get the restart likely with 5 laps to go here. Dylan Black up front, Troy Burke second, Jason Goss holding on to the top 3 transfer spots. Danny Vitch, like we made mention, running P4, and Brent Roy, the Camry kid, there P5 in that Flow Racing machine. He's going to try and get himself up into a transfer spot as well. He's going to be racing Thursday night in that NEP series, the Super Truck series, the 100th NEP race coming up this Thursday night. So that is going to be a big show. We're going to try and pack the production trailer with that one as well. We got some friends that like to yell at race cars, don't we, Biz?
Yeah, there's nothing better to do on a Thursday night than sit at home and yell at race cars or race trucks.
Or anything. You can yell at the drivers, yell at the production crew, you can yell at anybody you want. I'm not sure why my voice just cracked there. I'm almost 40. But in any sense, shout out to
almost 12.
Almost 12. But shout out to the A-Hole Visual Club, the AV Club, as I've kind of coined the group chat in any sense. Had a lot of fun out in Nashville with the group, with most of the group anyway. And Biz, we missed you out there in Nashville.
I know. I was hoping to get down there, but I decided to take a trip out to Long Island. Had me some nice lobster and spent some time with the family.
A little bit of the lobster there. You can see Brent Roy. He's trying to get himself a lobster. Trying to get down underneath. Gets under the 29, the 011. Oh, he's up to the outside wall. Once again, another car wrecked off the nose of the 29, and I don't think it was the 29's fault.
I was just going to say, neither of those were the 29th fault. Again, this is why we're going to have to make the phone call to Danny Vitch and tell him he needs a brighter car, because everybody seems to be running into him tonight. But that there was just a situation of running out of real estate at the end of the corner. Look at the run that the 26 gets on the 41, and I think he instead of running over the 41, he was trying to find a lane to the outside, not realizing the 29 was already out there. That's just tough luck for the 29 of Danny Vitch, and for Brent Roy also, who had a great run going there, just ran out of real estate.
And you can
now, I don't know if you boys are superstitious, but green for me has always been an unlucky color to put on my race cars. So absolutely none of my stuff is green. Every time I run a green car, it's just like that. You get driven up into the wall, you get wrecked a whole bunch of times in a night, and it just ain't fun. I took green off my cars, and I started winning races.
So I've been sim racing for a very, very long time. Longer than I'd like to admit. I have 1 league race win. I'm not very good. That's why I yell at the race cars. And it didn't matter what color my cars were, because the one race I won, it was in the 94B car. All matte black with duct tape numbers. So I don't really have any superstitions. I just need to go quicker.
Was the duct tape green?
No, it was
Oh, and they're
over.
wrecking already.
Big wreck already. I think that's going to bring the caution flag right back out. The caution flag. The pace car didn't even come down pit road. There you see the 011 car is blowed up, pushing out black smoke out of the back of that thing. Dylan Black has a huge
And we're going to
lead.
stay green.
Yeah, indeed we are. White flag, white rag for the 08 car of Dylan Black. He just has to get around once again. This is going to be the battle, though, for that transfer spot. 44 and 01 have it. They're going to try and race for second. Jason Goss doing everything he can to try and take advantage of this one. Side by side for second and third. 41 car trying to get up in there. We'll see what the move is. He's going to push himself in. The 41 is in. How about that?
Have you ever?
No, well, maybe once or twice. Back that up once again and just take, there you see, big slide, couple of white cars pushing each other just by a couple of inches. 41 in, 44 outskis.
And it makes me wonder if the 44 checked up thinking he had it coming to the line, because I can't believe how much momentum he lost compared to the 41 on the outside.
And they say drafting doesn't help in short track racing, and I tell them, they're wrong. And the big time push there definitely helped get the 41 in, and the 44 is going to have to sit back and watch the show here on VidaneTV. Once again, we're live all over the internet. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're pulling for, and one of these screens that I've got here in my studio has all of the chat boxes up, and we'll be able to get some of those answers out there and get some of those shout outs there as well. But there you see the Laker News 141 of Rational Richard Drake. He's going to kick things off on the pole here. Very quick in that 141 car, especially in these late models. Corey Rayner going to roll off P2. Doug Murray, Terry Duguay, Ethan Hickman going to be the top five in this one. It looks like John Murphy in the 125 not going to make the green flag. Oliver Rayner, Jacob Nickerson, Bobby Hutchins there in the 77. Luke Cormier, Brianna Weagle, and Stephen Farrell going to be the drivers trying to get themselves into the big show here tonight. 75 laps on the docket, and we are going to be racing for this final 3 spots in this LCQ, and timing and scoring should fix itself once we take that green flag and cross the stripe. We'll see. It's live TV.
We're used to it by now.
Right. I mean, it's I don't want to say we're low budget, but it's more of a no budget style broadcast here. So we're just kind of winging it, having some fun, calling some racing action, like we made mention, yelling at fake race cars, and it's almost as fun as yelling at real race cars. But we do what we can here in this one. Richard Drake of the 141 Laker News ride. He's going to start from the pole in this one. There you see the pace car down on the safety of pit road. The green flag flies once again. Barney letting them know it's time to go.
Great jump by Rational Richard. Again, the inside line seems to be where you get that jump, and you're able to get out in front as long as you can move up into that top lane. There's a lot of shuffling going on behind them. If you can move up into that top lane and take away that top line, then you're able to kind of stay out in front. The one car around at the back, and almost another rollover. Looks like we're going to keep it green, though. They both get it facing the right direction. And the 00 into the contact, and there's a lot of action going out in front. 00 seems to have a handful of that green race car. Again, we mentioned the green earlier as the 5 up into him and around in front. We're still going to stay green. No, we're going to go yellow on that one there. That's just a lot of calamity in one lap.
Yeah, I think everybody but Richard Drake got a piece of the action there in that one. Not sure why the replay didn't go back the full 30 seconds like it's supposed to, but here we go. We'll take a look at it once again, and another green car. It's 00 gets a little bit of the action. He tries to avoid calamity. He goes up into the outside wall. They save it. You can see big damage there on the right front. The 5 car gets down in here. I don't know if he got slow. Oh, there you see it. He got down on the apron. That upset the car, and he got tight. He's drifted up the racetrack. And in order to try and avoid the 00, he kind of spun himself. And unfortunately, the green and orange ride there of the 35 was there. So they got a piece of that action as well. And 5 going to have to restart towards the back of the pack. Looks like the light's already off on the iRacing pace car. Richard Drake, Doug Murray going to kick things off with 6 laps to go once they cross the stripe, Biz.
Yeah, 6 laps to go, and what is going to be the final consolation race before we get the show on the way. These guys are already beating and banging. The green flag isn't out just yet. It's now a big jump out of the 141 of Richard Drake. He's going to take a huge lead from the rest of these guys, so they're going to single file out. Still a good battle for the transfer spot, though.
Going to try and drive off into the sunset. We're taking the top 3 in this one. The front 2 have got single file. They are side by side for that transfer spot. Bobby Hutchins in the 77. There you see he's actually in the 8 car up on the high side. And Corey Rayner in that 00 car with the damage and all. You can see that's slowing him up just a little bit. He's going to drop back and lose some track position. He's struggling with the handling of that 00 car. Looks like he's pushing just a bit. Couple of cars up into the outside wall, and that front 3, they are starting to pull away.
Oh, huge contact there.
Yellow flag not out, still green here in this one. There you can see Richard Drake, that clean air helping him out. Quickest lap of the LCQ so far. There's the caution flag.
Yellow flag comes out now. Oliver Rayner stays on this racing circuit trying to bring out the caution.
Yeah, that's one of the
frustrating
frustrating
things.
things.
Lose the lap here.
Yeah, losing a lap, and unfortunate. That's always a frustrating thing in sim racing and real racing. You know, the car might be wrecked, and well, there you can see gets it going once again. So frustrating night for the 23 car of Oliver Rayner. Unfortunately, not going to make the big show here tonight. It's going to be tough to make that one lap up here. We'll see if we can back this up. An entire lap that 23 car stuck. It's good to see the driver's okay. I mean, it's hard to get hurt in sim racing, but it's not impossible. We've seen some crazier things. But there you see the HendrickCars.com car gets up into the outside wall, just kind of throws off the mojo, gets into the back of the 11 car and gets some help from the 53, gets another tap almost upside down from the 5 car. Lots of damage on that 5 good wrench machine there, and there you can see gets up to its final resting spot in the outside, or up against the outside wall. Going to get down to the pit road. They're going to beat and bang on that thing, but I don't believe they're going to get back out in this one. 2 to go when we get to the line. Richard Drake down on the bottom side. Doug Murray on the high side. Ashton, this is going to be a banger.
It is Doug on the outside. Really showed some promise on that last restart, but Rational Richard Drake always getting that launch on the bottom side. You see him right up to the outside line, take out that little bit of air, dive it back down to the bottom. And because he's got that clean track, he can move it up to the outside and get all that momentum. The 00 is all sort of sideways behind these guys. When the 8 car sideways, a little bit of help by the 11, the 00 into the back of the 11. A lot of hard hits there for the 0 car. The yellow's not going to come out. Looks like we are on the last
lap. We did take
lap.
the white.
Took the white. Here we go.
Take the white, so they're going to take it. Rational Richard Drake is going to just kind of cruise his way around 3 and 4 and come to the checkered flag. He will be the last chance qualify winner on this one with Doug Murray, and Jacob Nickerson is going to somehow make his way into this one after being involved in a couple of incidents during that last chance qualifier.
Yeah, if green's bad luck, orange might be good luck. And that 35 car going to make the show, like you made mention, with Doug Murray and Richard Drake. Laker News going to make the show here this evening. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that is going to give us our full field of drivers. We'll take a peek at who's going to make this one. And according to Tim Terry, race director here, I do believe these guys are going to get themselves a couple of minutes of practice, or we might just jump right into the feature here. We'll see what happens with timing and scoring and where these drivers line up. But man, oh man, crazy action here all night long. And there you see they've got a couple of minutes down on pit road where they're going to get some practice laps in and make sure they know where their pit stall is and check their speeds and check their tacks and everything like that. And not alone up here in the broadcast booth. Nick Pachier joining us as well, kind of an analyst as well, going to be running up and down pit road here. And Nick, you're a little bit more familiar behind the wheel than the 3 of us, and well, you're a little bit quicker than the 3 of us combined. What kind of strategy do these drivers have getting into this thing, knowing that we've got 75 laps, we're going to be racing with 25 or 24 other drivers on track? Track conditions are going to change a little bit. What are these guys going to be going up against here tonight?
Well, honestly, the main thing here is, well, you got 75 laps. Managing your tires here is going to be a big thing. If you're going to come in and pit, I'd say 2 tires at the most, but I don't think these guys are going to pit here. 75 laps, fly by quick. The main thing here tonight for all these guys is to just manage your tires throughout the way.
And we've seen tires definitely going to be playing a factor in this one. We've only run about 10 laps under green flag conditions with the LCQs. The heat races, the drivers got 8 or 9 laps in. And Biz, you know as well as anybody does that tires going to be an issue here. Well, not really an issue, but everybody's going to be dealing with the same thing at North Wilkesboro. This track added into the iRacing, it's got a rough surface. It's got one of those cheese grater surfaces because it hasn't been repaved in such a long time. So these drivers are going to be dealing with that as we line them up on the grid.
Yeah, more importantly than tire wear, especially on iRacing, you have to manage your tire heat. These guys will overheat that right front tire, and these cars will become absolute dump trucks. And then on the flip end, if you're too quick on the gas coming out of turns 2 and 4, you're going to burn up that right rear, and this thing is going to just want to spin around on you every time you get on the brakes, every time you get on the gas. So more than tire wear, you want to manage your tire temperatures.
And you can see all 25 drivers are lined up on the grid, and we're going to take a look at that starting grid here as well. Taking a look at the front row there, you can see Nathan Landry going to roll off P1, I believe. 00 of Caden Tuff's going to roll off P2. I think that's accurate. Is that accurate? That is accurate. James Pileski, Ryan Libby going to roll off P2, and well, we've got a special shout out we've got to throw out. We are running 75 laps here this evening, and the 75 is in fact in dedication to a good friend that we unfortunately lost here recently, Randy Titus. He was the EIT Group Hometown Hero Award from Tim's Corner Motorsports, and just a great friend, a great racer to all of us here at Tim's Corner Motorsports and VidaneTV. Very unfortunate. He was a veteran as well, and what better way to kind of honor our friend and Randy Titus on Veterans Day and on Remembrance Day up in Canada than putting together this 75 lapper here this evening as we go through the front straightaway, or the back straightaway, as the pace car is off the grid, rolling by on your screen. We're going to crank up the knob just a little bit. We're going to keep ourselves quiet for the first 2 laps in this one. Randy Titus, brother, this one's for you. We'll give them the first lap as we come under caution for the first time in the feature. A little bit of calamity that looks like towards the back of the pack.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to see who that was, but looks like we have a bunch of cars pulling off the track, currently sitting in pit lane.
And there you see Barney up in the flag stand, throwing the yellow flag out. Shout out to Bubbles Bronson. He's the flag man for the NX Series. Got to hang out with him quite a bit this year. Most recently in Las Vegas for the NX Asphalt Nationals, I think it was, out there. I know he's out there watching on Tim's Corner Motorsports as well as VidaneTV. And we know there's a lot of folks out there watching across the interwebs. 25 drivers getting ready to, well, they're already doing battle here. 1 lap in the books in this one, 73, 2 laps in the books, 73 laps to go here tonight. And we made this field up, Ashton. 4 heat races. We took the top 4. 3 last chance qualifiers took the top 3. These guys have 2 sets of tires they're able to use down on pit road, and they've got 21 incident points before they get the boot. This is going to be a lot of fun to watch as the lights turn off.
Yeah, it's absolutely going to be a barn burner. It's going to be banger after banger after banger. But the Nick made a good point. It's all about conserving tires. It's 75 laps, and it's not exactly easy to save these tires on these cars with the track conditions that they have. And if you're anywhere near the mid-pack, you got to make those moves, and you got to make them soon, because 75 laps sounds like a lot, but on a track like this, it's not. So as they get ready to come back green, great fire off by the 03 on the bottom line. He's going to try and take that line away from the 00, who's going to keep his nose there. Caden Tuff is going to be a factor on the outside. He's going to try the crossover on the apron. We've seen that kind of bite some guys and tighten up the car. It didn't seem to affect him too much on that one. Going to make that battle back down to the bottom. They're using that apron early on. I don't know how long they'll be able to do that before the top line really rubbers up and becomes more of the fast line to run. You see them already starting to move up. Looked like a little bit of contact. Great save by the 00. They're going to stack up behind him. Everybody's going to stay straight. They're going to stay green.
Indeed, they are. I was going to point out that that 00 car of Caden Tufts really likes that bottom side of the racetrack. Got the car a little bit upset. You can see he's all the way back there in about the 10th position now in that double aught car. New leader as well, James Pileski in the number 93. He's a former Vidane Racing super speedway driver from way back when. He's leading right now. Aiden Christensen in that beautiful number 24 paint scheme, running second right now, but that 03 and Nathan Langell making a hard charge up on the outside.
Aiden Christensen was all over the board, top of the board for a little bit in practice earlier on today with the likes of Ryan Messer and McRae Fougier, Jedry, and Mike Alexander. So a lot of names that are actually right up front again, other than the one that we're missing in Ryan Messer.
Oh, big contact for the number 17 of Keith Lord.
There you can see he is pointed in the wrong direction, and I've got him as the 60, you've got him as the 17. I'm not entirely sure what the deal is there, but there you see, pointed in the wrong direction. He grabs it back up, and we'll see if we can take a peek at the U-House Racing Designs instant replay to find out what went wrong, and that was after the fact. We're going to get that replay button working here at one point or another, but there you see, there's Lord up in the 60 car. Looks like he might... No, there's the contact. Looks like he tried to get down, wasn't quite clear, spun off the nose of number 9 of Campbell Delaney and down into the safer barrier on the inside of the track. Doesn't look like the damage is too bad for Keith Lord. He's going to spin that thing around, grab a gear, and point it in the right direction. There's a shot. A little bit of damage there on the right front, but on the right rear as well, but not going to end the night. Well, that might have done it. Up to the outside wall again is the 60. Oh, we've got a receipt.
Yeah, I don't think the 9. I don't think the 9 really wanted that. I think Keith thought that was on the 9 there, but the 9 was holding his line. Just again, I think 2 cars going for the same kind of real estate, and I'm not sure really what happened there and why the 9 would, if the 9 got into him or if there was a brake check. But nonetheless, that's going to put some damage on the 9 car as well, and. Possibly about him. See, he's already up onto the outside. It looks like he's already admitted the mistake. Yes, I got into him. I'm going to let him go. And, yeah, Keith Lord just decides to put it in reverse and back up over the 9 car.
Yeah, he
was... Hi, Ashton.
Hey, Tim.
Hello, Tim Terry.
Just to let you guys know, and it's probably kind of obvious from what you just said, the 17 car has been removed from the race and will not be allowed to rejoin us the rest of the season. Smashed Potatoes is fine, though, because that's a preview of what's coming up in December.
Can't wait for Smashed Potatoes. Ashton, you and I are big fans of Smashed Potatoes. Bizzle, you haven't even had your first helping of Smashed Potatoes yet, have you?
I have had Smashed Potatoes before.
But you haven't had them TCM style.
I have not, no.
So we run figure eights with the jumpy track and 16 different cars in there. Smashed Potatoes is a lot of fun. We even took the production trailer out in Smashed Potatoes last year one time. We didn't do very good, but we finished like 78th in points 2 years ago.
Oh, man.
So would he be like a Smashed Potatoes virgin?
I don't know. We'll have to get someone to look that up so we don't have to. Rubbing fenders
just
and doors
ask
already.
ChatGPT.
Yeah, Daddy GPT. What does this mean? Oh, man. Green flag once again. They are hammered down. James Pileski, great shot there. From that 93 car, you can see the 224 of Aiden Christensen's going to give him a bump. He's going to give him a scoot and get him out of the way. He's going to back off. He's going to hold on to the lead. My, oh, my, we're 2, 3, 4 wide, almost going into 3 and 4.
Open the door for the 03 on the outside to able just drive around those two and take that lead back. He lost it right before that yellow came out. Able to get it back, see if he can hold off these drivers. He might have learned something on the last pass. They had 24. Looks like he's on rails. A little bit of slide coming out of that corner, but he looks very, very fast back in the 3rd position. I think once he gets some clean air, he's going to be the one to watch, and the 75's doing the same thing. He's following suit through that pack in the 4th place position.
Front 4 have kind of sorted out. Front 4, 5, 6 or so have sorted it out. Taking a look at the front of the pack over here. Bizzle over there taking a look at the back of the pack. One of the cool things we've got here on VidaneTV this season, about a little side-by-side action. There you can see the leaders on the top left of your screen, and about mid-pack on back is the Calamity down in the bottom right of the screen. One of the new tools and tricks we've got here at VidaneTV, trying to do better about missing any of the action here. 59 laps to go. You can see James Pileski all over the back bumper of that 03 car of Langell, trying to get to that lead. There you see, gives him a little bit of a boot and sends him up the track just a little bit. Opens the door for the 93 car. He's going to try and retake the lead.
24 right there following suit, able to make some gains on the bottom, it looks like. Generally we see him up in about the mid to the high pack, but he's using the bottom line at the one end of the track and using the high side on the other. 75 is going to look below him. There's a car down there. They're going to go too wide. 75 is going to make the move on the bottom. Starting to wonder if the Aiden Christensen machine is kind of falling off, may have some damage from that earlier contact on that restart.
Got a little bit extra chrome in that 24 car. I believe it's, what is it, extra 5 horsepower per square inch of chrome on race cars is what the deal is. But right now you can see sliding back a little bit, losing the back end of the race car, getting a little bit on the loose side, up into the outside wall, going to kiss that outside wall and scrape it just a little bit. He's going to lose another position there to the 19 car. But Ashley, you made mention that 75 of Mike Alexander. He is kind of shot up out of nowhere, running himself into the podium right now.
He was very fast in practice, qualifying on the pole, or I guess technically qualified the fastest. We didn't really have a pole position nonetheless because we run heats, but he was the fastest in qualifying. He was probably around the third or fourth position in practice all day long till late in the in practice. So he's certainly another one to watch for sure. Noel Fougier right behind him. He's also one that was up at the top of the practice list, but yellow's going to come out. Looks like the 41 was sideways down the backstretch. The whole pack was catching them, so race control going to throw out that yellow flag. Get them all stacked back up. You might see some action down pit road with this one now.
Yeah, Biz, we talked before the race about tires in this one. We'll back that up just a little bit more for the 41, and Jason Goss pointed in the wrong direction. Tire is going to be a major issue here at North Wilkesboro. This is an opportunity for the folks to come down pit road and get themselves either 4 or 2. There you can see the 9 car getting involved in that one more time. So we'll see what the deal is there. Got to keep an eye on the incident counter, because as we heard from race control, 21 incident points is the cap in this one. And if you're not sure what an incident point is, well, that's basically every time you hit something on track, whether it's another car or a wall. There you see Mike Alexander is pointed in the wrong direction from P3, and he's just kind of sitting at the start finish line. So we're gonna have to find out what the heck that was all about. Back that up again. 75 car, everything looks good. We're under caution. And there's just a bump from, I believe, is that Caden Tufts? What is?
I believe he's having some issues. He went through the 75 and then he decided to go through the 03. Gonna say there's a connection issue on the 00. Throttle locks open.
And we've seen that happen in real racing and in sim racing before. You see, just gets into the 75, gets into the 03, just kind of drives right on through him. That wasn't the 00. It wasn't Tufts.
No, who's another gray car?
Fusion. All the way around. Let's see if we can back that up one more time. Mike Alexander does still have the 3rd position according to timing and scoring. This is under caution.
It's further ahead than that.
There you can see he's already around. We'll back that up. That's the 14 of Zane Farrell. So I don't, well, he gets into the back of the 75, and, well, there you see he gets into the back of the 03, and he probably, indeed, looks like he got the ejectocito. We'll back that up one more time, as I think that might have just been a receipt for Mr. Lord, and that's
green flag getting ready to come out.
Yeah, there it is. Green flag from the corner. We get caught up in the drama here at VidaneTV, and we try to, yeah, it makes sense. Green flag out. Looks like Zane Farrell around. Oh, we got Calamity again. The 25 car up into the outside wall. There's the 9 car getting some more action. Green flag still out. Pileski still the leader. 3 wide there for second. Mike Alexander right in the middle of it. They're beating and banging door handle to door handle. Holy cow, there's Caden Tufts. He's going to try and make it 87 wide down to the bottom of the racetrack in that double lot car. He is trying to get himself up towards the front. These guys, oh, the 24 car around. He brings the 75 with him up to the outside wall. They're still pointed in the right direction, but caution flag flies once again here, Ashton.
I'm not sure if that might have been a receipt. I don't know if Mike Alexander really knew that they were 3 wide. He was stuck in the middle. It just looked like he didn't even really slow down once he got behind the 24. Again, might have just simply been the way we saw that at the angle we saw that, but the 24 with some help to go around there as he pinched the 24 down. 24 is going to slide up in front of him, and at that point there, I think they get down the straightaway pretty clean. It's going into the next corner. I don't believe either we're going for the same real estate, or they just simply just made contact and helped the 24 go around.
Yeah, there you can see 75. There was a little bit of a wiggle, and it almost looked like there was a little bit of a right-hand turn there, but maybe not too crazy damage. 20 for the 24. There you can see some right side damage for the 75 of Mike Alexander, and he's going to restart in the back, towards the back of the pack. You can see he is waving everybody around, so he's going to take the knock for that one. Unfortunate damage for him. And up front, still the 93 of James Pileski, the 03 car there of Nathan Langell going to be in second. There you saw the 41 of Goss going to get the free passes. He's going to go around and get one of his laps back. That may actually put the 41 car back on the lead lap, and that's going to give us 19 cars on the lead lap here with 44 laps to go.
Yeah, all 3 of those cars up front with the top 3 positions, they've kind of kept their nose somewhat clean. You saw a little bit of 3 wide action there for Noel Fougier in that last restart. Other than that, the nose of those race cars seem to be pretty clean. Again, another key is keeping the car clean. A game of attrition, only 44 laps left to go. So generally, if you're about mid-pack at this point now, you have to throw a Hail Mary to try and get your way back up into the fighting position for a podium.
Lights off on the pace car there. You can see the sun glare off of the pavement and off the windshields and off of the hoods of these race cars. Going to be something these drivers are going to be battling with throughout the entirety of this race. Doubled up 2x2 all the way through. Pileski and Langell still up front. Caden Tufts has been quick in pretty much all night long throughout practice, heat races as well. He's been trying to put that thing up towards the front. He's going to start on the outside there. Noel Fougier as well in the 19. This is another restart. Pileski able to pull away by by about a car length heading into one.
Nathan Langell on the top side there, really trying to work that top side that seemed to have kind of gone away. It was the top side that we were watching in the heat races. Bottom side seems to have come around. It's rubbering up a little bit quicker than the top side. He's not out of it, but he's certainly having to fight the car. A little bit of right-hand turning off the corner, trying to keep that car straight. See, Caden Tufts is actually going to go up there and join him. Noel Fougier kind of stuck down to the bottom. Don't look now, but the 9 car is also going to make a move on Caden Tufts, trying to make his way up into the top 4.
Battle for the lead on the top left of your screen. Mid-pack on back there in the bottom right of your screen. There you see sparks flying all the way around the racetrack. These guys are beating and banging biz, but that time by 18.945. Quick time for James Pileski in that 93 car. There's a lot of quick cars in this field up front. There's still a lot of quick cars towards the mid-pack on back there, Biz.
Yeah, as the fuel's burning off, we're starting to see cars start to break into the 18s. So these cars are going to get faster and faster until the tires start to fall off, and then they're going to get slower, and it's going to happen fast. So who can push the tires the longest, who can keep them cool the longest, is going to be your winner at the end of this race, because they're going to truck on by the rest of this field.
And one of the things to really keep in mind with these late model stock cars on iRacing, the more fuel you burn off, the later on you get into the run, the lighter the back end of the car is going to be. That combined with the tire wear here in North Wilkesboro is going to be a recipe for disaster for some drivers. It depends on how many laps they got in practice on those old tires and with those lighter fuel loads. You'll kind of see who got their practice in and who's able to just kind of show up to the track and get the job done. James Pileski now has himself about a 0.6 of a second lead over the 03 car of Nathan Langell. Noel Fougier currently P3. And there you see Caden Tufts in that double lot all over the back bumper of the 19. Caution.
And Aiden Christensen going to be spun around here in turn number 3. Excuse me, turn number 4 here.
See if we can back that up and take a little look-see. See what happened to the 2-4 car as we take a look at the U-House Racing Designs instant replay. There you can see he's down below Mike Alexander. A couple of drivers that were up in the top 3, top 5, almost for the first part of this race in any sense. There you see the contact, a little bit of contact again, and that second hit, well, that 24 car didn't like what the 75 did, so I think he got up there and gave him a little how you doing?
A little love tap.
A little love tap. That's what we'll call it.
Some right side romance.
Right side romance.
Bunch of cars coming into the pits here. Leaders are coming in. So Caden Tufts, Nathan Langell. The leaders are coming into the pits. Noel Fougier.
A couple of drivers staying out, but it looks like most everybody coming down pit road here as 34 laps to go. There's Pileski in the 93. He's going to jack the right side of the car up, take right side tires at the very least. We'll see what the pit crew decides to do. Right side's only for the 93 car. There's a good shot at pit lane. Nick, what are you seeing on pit road?
Well, Caden and Pileski took 2 rights, and we see Nathan took 4. And the others, I believe they did the same. They were on the same strategy as Nathan. Same thing for Fougier.
This is going to make things interesting. There you can see still some damage in the 75 car, so he's going to get tires, a little bit of gasoline in that one. The front 4 stayed out. Dylan Jedry going to be the new leader there in the 28 car. Ryan Libby going to be P2. JJ McRae and Quentin Carpenter, 4 drivers that stayed out. Actually, Jason Goss in the 41 car stayed out as well. Campbell Delaney came down. It looks like Campbell Delaney and Hunter Terpstra in the 20 and the 6 came down about 12 laps ago, so they stayed out this time as well. They are 5th and 6th. First driver to come down pit road is James Pileski. He's going to restart 8th after that 2-tire stop, and it looks like he, Caden Tufts, Rational Richard Drake, and Ben Peltier took 2 tires. Everybody else in behind there took 4. Nathan Langell, Noel Fougier, Brett Byron, Robert Campos, and Mike Alexander, the lead lap cars. First car 1 lap down, going to be the 36 of Jacob Nickerson. So we've seen some calamity, we've seen some action here, Biz, and this is going to be interesting. Differing strategies here halfway through this one.
Yeah, about halfway through this race, some of these guys towards the back now have some fresh rubber on there, so let's see if we can get some action as they try to make their way up through the field.
Now, one of the things you and I learned, Biz, is there's a little timer thing here that shows how long the race should take, and we got about 10, 15, 20 minutes left if we were to stay green for the next 30 laps or so. With that amount of time, you can go to DoorDash.com, or you can go to VidaneTV/DoorDash, or you can scan that QR code down there. Get yourself $8 off your first 4 orders. That's on us. We like to take care of our folks here at VidaneTV. We want to make sure everybody's fed. DoorDash jumping on board here with us. Great to have them. Vidane.tv/DoorDash to get that coupon. We are coming to the green flag. How about that start for Jedry in the 28?
Great jump on that restart, and again we saw him jump right to the outside where the momentum seemed to be earlier on. 46. Funny, they swapped positions. He went right back down to the bottom. Obviously, he's learned something. That car's working down on the bottom. Plain white, no sponsors. If you're looking to sponsor a guy, reach out to that number 46 car. Always helps out in the sim rig world, real racing world. But a great jump by both of those drivers. The top 3 really starting to pull away between Jedry, Libby, and McRae. Again, the new rubber in the back of the pack is going to make a difference later on in this race as long as we stay green. But right now, the strategy is working for the front 3 cars.
I'm looking back here to Campbell Delaney in this number 9 car. This car is so beat up, and somehow he's still running up in the 4th position.
Yeah, that 9 car has had himself a show here this evening. He's been involved in a couple of incidences throughout the night. A couple, fault could be spread thin. As you can see, Libby going to try and take a peek down the bottom side there. Battle for the lead up on the top left of your screen, and a little bit further on back there on the bottom right. Side by side, picture in picture. That's how we do here at VidaneTV. Libby sliding on up, has to get off the throttle just a little bit. You can see he's going to try and set that car up once again.
Towards the back of the pack.
big junk. Oh my goodness. 24 car involved, the 9 Dodge car upside down, still upside down, turtling, as we say. 41 car of Goss, he's going to get a piece of the action as well. We'll back up the U-House Racing Design instant replay and see what all went down there. It was calamity ensuing here. We're going to take a look at the 41 because he got a piece of it. We know the 9 Dodge car there was involved. We'll see if we can take a look. There's Delaney in the 9. There's 3 drivers going for the same piece of real estate. The 024 gets into the 41, who gets into the 03, and then everybody else kind of piles on in there. Mike Alexander getting a huge piece of the action. The chrome car is all tore up. The 24 of Christensen there, you can see into the outside wall. There's the other 9 car. I believe that's Campus. Indeed it is, and he is upside down, pointed in the wrong direction, and just not having a good time.
Looks like they're getting staged up for a monster truck event out there on turn number 1.
That could be. We're gonna ride on board with that 9 car because he might be able to tell the story just a little bit better. We love the white gloves with the iRacing because you can see those gloves. You can really see kind of sawing on the wheel. Everything looking A-OK coming out of, I believe this is turn 4. Indeed it is. There's the flag man. So everything looks good here. And then you see the sparks, and there you see upside down. There is absolutely nowhere to go for that 9 car, and right there gets plowed from the back end up into the inside safe repairs, ground, sky, sparks, other car, sparks, ground, pavement, sparks, terrible badness. Not how the 9 car wanted to end his night.
I would like to add here that the leader there, before the yellow came out, Dylan Jedry, he came in to pit for 4, and that was the only car that pit during that yellow flag.
Nick Pottier staying down on pit road, so we don't have to. There you go. How about that? He's going to restart back in P11, but he's got fresh tires. Everybody else came down about 20 laps ago, maybe 12 laps ago under that last caution flag, and with 4 tires under that 28 car, he's led some laps here tonight. He's going to be pretty quick. You can see he's going to be restarting behind James Pileski, so that might be a duo that we have to keep an eye on for the end of this one. 22 laps to go. Shout out to Gary Spinato from Renner Race Car, driving the old 22 car, the old 22 street stock there at Stafford Motor Speedway. Made his final start this year against his son in the 23 car. Alex, shout out to you guys. We'll see you this weekend at Paulie's Championship. Oh, a little bit of a bump there from Caden Tufts to Ryan Libby. Libby gets on the loud pedal. He's able to pull away by a couple of car lengths because they get into 1 and 2.
And I've gotten on board of the 28 car, Dylan Jedry, if you want to watch him try and make his way up to the field on these fresh rubbers.
And you know what? We can do that here in VidaneTV. A little side-by-side action. We're taking a look at the front, and you made mention, Biz, you're watching the onboard of that 28 car. He's going to try and slice and dice his way through the field and get back up towards the front. Libby has himself about a car length, maybe 2 advantage over the 77 of JJ McRae, Caden Tufts, Cameron Delaney, and Hunter Tepstra. The top 5 as they run here, Ashton.
Yeah, great battle up front, and watching that onboard, again, the white glove, something we always like to see. Watching them saws, he's just making the moves. That outside is working with those fresh tires. Seems to be a little bit quicker, able to follow his way through. As long as he can stay out of the mess, he's
Oh, and they're wrecking underneath him.
Drives on by the outside, and he makes it stick. You can see he's sticking on that middle to high groove, and we stay green for the time being. 18 laps to go, 17 when they come to the stripe, this time by Ryan Libby, one of the NAP Series drivers. I think he's the only NAP Series driver that hasn't been kicked out of this race yet. He's up front, he's leading this one, and got to give a shout out to Libby and his Twitch stream. I forget exactly what his Twitch username is, but I know you can punch in Libby and it should pop right on up. He streams all of his iRacing races, whether it's NEP or TCM or anything else they may or may not be running. And I know they're running the 24 Hours at Daytona coming up here in February, which we may very well do a little streaming of. We'll see what goes down. But there you see the front 3 have kind of pulled away by just a little bit. Still riding on board on the 28 car there on the bottom right of your screen. Little side-by-side action there. There's a lot of real estate on the screen right there. If you wanted to get your brand or your company up there, be sure to slide in our DMs, as the 78's going to try and slide into that number 1 spot. He's going to go down to the bottom side and see if he can take advantage of the shortest way around this racetrack. Libby gets a little bit loose, loses the back end of the race car, gets up to the outside wall. No harm, no foul. That is going to knock a little bit of the momentum off. And just a little bit, they're going to be side by side now, door handle to door handle, as the caution flag comes out with 14 laps to go. Oh, big junk there for the 03 car, Ashton.
Yeah, a lot of damage to the front left side and the right side of that 03. You see him struggling to get that car turned around, so obviously that car is a little bit askewed. Seems to go into the corner. No contact on the entrance of the corner as the 024 is straight down on the bottom there. Might have a little help as they get tight on the butt. That's exactly it. You saw a little bit of a wiggle from the 024. Probably touched the apron, and from there on, you're along for the ride. Tough luck for the 83 to get involved. Nowhere to go again. This track is such a tight racetrack, and everything happens so quick. He collects the green 35. Also, not too much damage going to be to that green and orange 35, but with only 13 laps to go, that puts them all the way to the back of the pack. They're just going to have to try and save what they can for the rest of this race.
Caution flag going to fly here with 12 laps to go. The field going to catch back up to the pace car. I don't believe we had anybody down on pit road this time. And we made mention at the start of this one, 2 sets of tires down on pit road. And you can see, I believe is that Goss coming around for the wave by once again? Indeed it is. The 41 car going to get back on the lead lap. And they're all still chasing that 46 car. Ryan Libby, JJ McCrae going to be in second. Caden Tufts still running in third. Noel Fougier and Campbell Delaney in the top 5. And that's something to behold there for that 9 car running in P5. I think he's been involved. There's been a handful of cautions. And that 9 car has had a piece of almost all of them. But you can see still just with that little bit of damage on the right side of the car, still trucking on all along. Dylan Black, Dylan Jedry, we saw the 28 car. We were following him on board, and he's all the way up to 7th after coming down under that last caution to get 4 fresh tires. James Pileski right in behind him. Quentin Carpenter and Rational Richard Drake going to be rounding out the top 10 once we get the restart. Lights still on in the pace car. 10 laps to go. We'll probably get the restart with 9 to go. Nick, you've been following these guys on pit road all night long. What do you think the strategy is going to be, and who's your pick to win this one?
I think based off, Dylan Jedry right now has the best of chance to win this race because he was the one that pitted recently, so he took 4, I believe. I think he took 4 tires. So let's see what Dylan can do here within these last 10 laps or so. Hopefully he can pick up the first win of the season here for the TCM League.
TCM selects race number 1. Barney in the flag stand letting them know it is time to go. Caden Tufts in that 00 car, Ashton. He got himself a heck of a restart. He's going to try and take over that second position from the 78 of JJ McCrae. They touch the 78s around. Oh, Richard Drake involved as well. There, the 58 gets a piece of the action. Caution flag late in the goings of this one. Let's back up the U-House Racing Designs instant replay. We saw it live from the restart, but Ashton, I'm going to let you walk us through this one.
Yeah, great restart by that bottom line. As you said, Caden Tufts, great restart. He was down there on the bottom of the 78. Kind of showed his nose, so I think he thought the 78 was going to give him a bit more room. You see him get tight and slide up, able to turn off that corner very well, though. 78, great momentum on the top side, high side, and Handsome able to run that like that. And right there, just I think they were going for the same real estate. Caden Tufts just didn't turn in as early. I think he was hoping to keep the 78 up and out of the groove, but didn't work that way. So both cars come together. Nonetheless, contact. Both cars are going to have to go to the back, and tough break for both those guys because with only 9 to go, they were really having a great start to the TCM Selects season.
See if we can take a look at the onboard on nowhere to go for the 141 of Richard Drake. You saw him kind of slide into the action. Here you can see this is his view. He's got a windshield full of some bumpers. He goes high. There's the Calamity. He's already loose. He's trying to slide. Doesn't want to spin. Bop, bop. Gets a little piece of the action. Doesn't look like it was too hard of a hit for the 141 Laker News ride. You can see he's going to try and get that position back. He's going to be restarting from outside the top 10, it looks like. So Richard Drake having to fight his way in to the through the last chance qualifier, got up into the top 10 at one point or another, and got a little bit involved in that one. 46 car, Ryan Libby still up front. Noel Fougier going to be P2, and it looks like Caden Tufts took the tap. The 00 car going to restart P14 in this one, Biz.
Yeah, it's going to be unfortunate for him, starting all the way back there, but hopefully he can make something out of it.
I'm just looking now, guys. Sitting P3, the guy that was involved in probably every little bit of incident at the starting of this race in the 9 car, Campbell Delaney. We call him Soup, just because his name's Campbell. He's back up in P3 with 5 to go.
How about the 28 car? Came down, only car on the lead lap to come down pit road, took himself 4 tires, little bit squirrely on the start for the front 2 rows, but the green flag is back out once again. They're still trying to get around that 46 car.
Great jump by the first 2 front cars there. Noel Fougier able to slide right back in line, kind of protect that position. He's going to try and make some work now on that lead, but that lead car, the 46, already starting to pull away. He's going to be hard to catch, and right behind them, a gaggle of cars with the 9, 28, and the 08 all battling for position right behind them.
Libby and Fougier single file. They're able to pull away. Oh, the 28 car around with those 4 fresh tires. Not going to do him any good. Caution flag going to fly. The 35 car gets a piece of the action as well. There's going to be a lot of virtual sheet metal for sale after this one. How about that, though? Quick time for Noel Fougier, 18.888. Quickest lap we have seen all night, and it comes with 3 laps to go. Going to be 3, 4, 5 laps to go or so with this one, as we're going to get ourselves a green-white checker. The 28 car, Dunskies. Looks like they're going to pull down to the safety of pit road. We'll see if we can take a peek at it one more time on the U-House Racing Designs instant replay, and for some reason it just put us right back to where we were. So we'll do it the old-fashioned way and hit the other button there, and you see that 28 car all the way down on the back side of the race, or the bottom side of the racetrack. Dylan Black was down there. Looks like he had to check up just a little bit, and that 28 car just had nowhere to go. He had a big push from James Pileski in the 93 car, who's trying to get back up into the top 5 as well. And with these late model stock cars, you can't see in front of the car in front of you, so you don't really know how close that driver may or may not be to the driver up in front of them. So just a racing deal late going into this one. Gonna get that restart here with 2 laps to go. It looks like light's gonna stay on for the time being on the pace car. There you see Libby and Fougier still the front 2. Campbell Delaney, Dylan Black, and Brett Byron currently the top 5.
Great running by Brett Byron in that 22 machine. Brett had a great season over in Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. His last weekend of racing, we tease him a lot, broke 2 axles in the same weekend. So he was out on the Friday night, some tough luck, broke an axle, ran home, got it fixed, made it back for the feature, was able to finish off that race, came back out on the Sunday, and did the same thing. Sadly, he wasn't able to run home and fix it. I assume they were out of axles after using both the one he had in the car and the spare, but great running for him in this first race of the TCM Selects this season. Hopefully this showing is the start of something of a great season for him.
It has been action-packed all night long. We've hardly had a chance to breathe since we kicked things off with the heat races here. 4 heat races, 3 last chance qualifiers, 25 car field for the feature, and getting ready to put a cap in the TCM Select race numero 1. Delaney into the back bumper of Libby on the start. Green flag flies once again. Biz, they're heading down to turn 1 and 2.
Yes, side by side for the lead and making contact for the 3rd and 4th spot there, 1 row behind them.
Caution flag going to fly
Field's
once again towards the back of the pack. It looks like, I believe that was Jason Goss in the 41 car that might have been involved in that one, as you can see. Oh yeah, big junk for the 41 car, and that's tough. That 41 car has been resilient all night long, been involved in a lot of incidents, had to race through the last chance qualifier, gets a big old shot from the back bumper. The 28 car not able to get on the binders there, and you see Christensen just kind of plowing that 2-4 into the 41 car. Nowhere really for the 24 to go. Take another look at it here, full song. Upside down and looking at the pavements, not where you want to be.
We really need to get a sponsor for the flip count.
We should absolutely get a flip count button. I think we can set that. I mean, we can barely get the replay button to work half the time, but I think we can do a flip button. That should be okay.
Now we just need to find a sponsor for it.
That we do. That we do. So once again, getting lined up for the restart. There you can see there is a lot of banged up race cars throughout the field here. And one of the cool things with multiple green, white checkered finishes is it gives you a little bit more time before we get to victory lane. And if you're hungry, shoot on over to VidaneTV/DoorDash. We'll give you $8 off your first 4 orders. All you have to do is visit VidaneTV/DoorDash. Get yourself signed up for your account. You could use that QR code there to sign up as well from your smartphone or your tablet or anything else that can scan QR codes. Make sure you let them know VidaneTV sent you. And, you know, I might actually, I DoorDashed earlier. I got some Wendy's earlier, a little spicy chicken action. Got me a great big chili and a Frosty. Ashton, you going to be DoorDashing after the race? What's your order?
I DoorDashed before the race. I got myself some Boston pizza before the race on DoorDash, right to the door. It was fantastic, nice and hot. I was able to sit in the production truck and eat some. I guess I shouldn't be telling you that. If the buttons are a little greasy, it's not my fault.
Yeah, 100%. It's better than the cold McDonald's we get on a pit road TV show, right, Biz?
I don't know. That chicken guy behind the trailer. That was pretty good.
Pace car has the
I got no comment there. I want to keep my job.
Pace car, he's going to go order some DoorDash from pit road. He got the link. He got the code. He's ready to rock and roll. Barney in the flag stand. He says it's time to go. Green flag. One more again. Ryan Libby with a great jump side by side for second. A little bit squirrely from the 9 car, gets into the back of Dylan Black. They get it sorted out. 2 laps to go. They are coming to the white flag at this time by Ashton. There you see it. Barney letting them know it's 1 to go. 9 car up into the outside wall, but we've already taken the white flag. That's going to include most of the back of the field. Ryan Libby now going
almost
down the back straightaway. Almost all of it. You're exactly right. Ryan Libby all the way down to the apron. He's going to try and block Noel Fougier. Fougier's going to jump up to the high side. Dylan Black going to try and get inside for second place. Not quite enough there. Holy cow. We're going to have to take a look at the action mid-pack on back. Looks like the 141 got himself involved in that one. But holy cow, what a finish. What a great run there for Ryan Libby. He's going to come home with the victory. Noel Fougier down in second. And Dylan Black in the 08 car going to be the top 3. We're going to talk to those drivers here momentarily, as I think we're going to see one heck of a celebration here from that 46 car. All right, he's just going to park it on the front straightaway. There we go. We'll get some slow motion donuts out of that one, and take a look at the finishing order and see what all went down. Because man, that was an exciting evening, an exciting race all night long. And there you see the 46 car burning them down on the front straightaway. We'll see if we can actually get the donuts here, because sometimes the buttons, well, they just don't do what they are supposed to. But a great race here tonight. And which one of you guys is down there in victory lane? I think Ashton, you're down there in victory. You're down there in DoorDash victory lane, I believe, with Ryan Libby.
I am. I'm just waiting for him to jump out of the car here as he gets the helmet off, gets the belts off. He's up on the door. He's celebrating. That was one heck of a race. Did you even consider the action behind you when you're coming down the backstretch? All the calamity behind you. I'm pretty sure almost all the field wrecked, other than you and Noel.
Yeah, I pretty much took the rearview mirror and moved it out of the way, and kind of knew don't drive out of the rearview mirror. Pretty much track position was pretty much key tonight. Kind of made my bed without taking tires, but I knew those guys were coming with fresh tires, but just kind of had to maintain track position and kind of stay out front.
a great race all around for a lot of the guys. It was a good race for everybody. The tire fall off and the fuel fall off. What was the biggest factor in not taking tires? What made that decision?
Well, I had a pretty good start with P4, and seemed like everyone was a little too aggressive for me, and I kind of fell back to like 10th or 11th. And I knew passing like 2 or 3 cars, you kind of really waste the right front tire by doing that. So I just kind of let the cards, kind of fall where they fell, and pretty much just, when everyone else pit, I was like, oh, let's change it up. And by changing it up, I mean, it gave me the track position, and I pretty much saved enough tire to stay out front. But I knew the guys behind me were a little faster, but I was just kind of hoping that they would wreck, or kind of race themselves out of tires there, and it kind of all played out there. But
Absolutely. No sponsors on the car, so I guess I can't ask who helps you get to the racetrack. But how can they get in touch with you to get some sponsors on this car and help you go from track to track?
yeah, I mean, I actually have a few guys I want to thank. Probably NEP, YRD Designs, VidaneTV for putting the broadcast on. It's always a great show whenever they do it. And I just want to say congrats to the top 3, and it was good racing with the guys up front, especially Noel and the rest of the guys up there, and Caden. It was really good racing up front, and I appreciate the clean racing.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations making your way down to DoorDash Victory Lane. I guess it's time to make some phone calls, get some food, and celebrate for the rest of the night on a big win.
Yep, thanks, guys.
Over to the second place car now, and a crazy finish for Noel Fougier, and I believe it looks like Bizzle's caught up with him.
Yeah, definitely great battling going on the racetrack over the course of the night. Didn't get it done here tonight, but you got pretty darn close, trying to sneak up on the inside coming out of turn 4. Did you think you could get him? Were you trying to move him out of the way, or were you just trying to play it clean?
I was trying to play it pretty clean. I wouldn't want to do anything too dirty there. If I could do that again, I probably would have done it a little differently. Ryan was racing really good all night and racing clean. And congrats to him on getting the win. It was hard to get past him all night. These cars they're hard to pass in, especially around this track. So I had fresher tires after pitting about halfway through the race. So I was just trying to manage that a little bit through the second half of the field, and had gotten up to that P number 2 by the end of the race, that final restart. And coming into turn number 3, I had a run on him, and I just had to decide what to do. I tried to sort of fake low, and we both sort of just dove it too far low into the corner, and we both sort of just ended up washing up. If I had done it a little differently, I maybe would have pulled back to the outside and tried to make something work there, but he covered it off really good. So still happy to come home position number 2. This is the first race on iRacing I've done in probably 6 months. So it's been a while, and definitely knocking the rust back off, but racing up front was really good. Always, it's a good group of guys to work with. So yeah, overall, good night.
If putting on a show like that and coming home second is knocking the rust off, then I think you have a pretty good season to look forward to. But
yeah, I'm excited to get back into it. Yeah, it should be a good season, good winter. This is where my season starts. If you're looking to get a car detailed around the Antigonish area, shoot me a message. We can get that done for you. But yeah, besides that, I know my grandmother's watching. I want to say hello to her. She always watches whenever we do these races. And special thank you to Tim for putting these on. He does a lot of work over the winter. His season never stops when the real racing comes to a close, and as well as VidaneTV for putting these broadcasts on. It's always a cool show to have it broadcasted, and to give us virtual drivers a little bit more spotlight in the winter.
Yeah, and just one more time, where can we reach you and your company?
Yeah, so I'm on Facebook and Instagram, NF Auto Care. If you're in the Antigonish area and you're looking to get some detailing done, shoot me a message. I'd be happy to fit you in.
Hell yeah.
And last but not least, going to slide down pit road just a little bit further to P3, the 08 car, Dylan Black, no stranger to the podiums here in the TCM races. Dylan, great race here. What did you see going through the last lap there?
Well, I think that whole race I seen a lot of carnage, and I was pretty thankful and lucky to end up in third. I was hoping Noel and Ryan were gonna get up the track a little bit there and sneak right in, but no, it was a good run on all said and done.
And we saw you made mention carnage all night long here. We had some heat races, some last chance qualifiers, and we had over 50, almost 60 drivers show up for this one. What kind of strategy do you have to kind of get into with these races?
Well, I think you just gotta be patient, more or less. I feel like with myself, I think I was in the C main there, and yeah, not ideal, not ideal starting towards the back, but I mean, all you can do is be patient. That's all you can do.
And we're just taking a look at the final restart, a couple of rows back for that one, coming home with the podium. So definitely a good drive and a good way to kick off the TCM Select season here for the fall and winter of 25 and 26. Got a bunch of sponsors, got a bunch of decals, or decals, as it were, on that car. Who gets you to and from the virtual racetrack?
I gotta thank my buddy Gump. Him and I were on here earlier messing around. My father. We got a Remembrance Day scheme on the car for today, but yeah, no, thanks to Tim for always putting this on. He doesn't have to go through this hassle of all of our shenanigans, and you obviously, Paul, at Vidane and everyone else involved.
Great run here tonight to kick things off with a P3 finish. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Putting on a heck of a show as we take a look at the final unofficial results after 84 laps. A little bit longer distance than the scheduled 75. Ryan Libby coming home with the victory. Noel Fougier, Dylan Black, the podium finishers, and joined by the boss man himself, Tim Terry. Tim, that was a show.
Yeah, it was. And I kind of joked to Sal earlier, just before we went racing, that these cars can take a little bit of a bump. You roll into the corner, you can kind of move somebody out of the way, and we can save it. We saw a lot of that tonight, but we saw a lot of those guys not being able to save it as well. And a couple of guys in the back of the pack kind of lost their tempers and what have you. But you know what? It's race number 1 of the season, and you'd probably kind of expect that. Congrats to Ryan. Always good to see the guys from NEP show up, except for maybe Keith at the end of the day. Maybe we can replace him with Mike Hopkins next time. I think it's about the same sort of level on that. I kid because I care. Dylan and Noel always put on a great show as well. Feel bad for Hudson Ruff. Kid almost had a transfer spot in that LCS and missed it by just a little bit coming out of turn 4. But yeah, 56 cars, and we had 5 or 6 more that couldn't make it in. So congratulations. Our next one is scheduled for the Smashed Potatoes, but I think we've got to do something in between now and then just because of the turnout that we had tonight. So we'll see what's next, but Smashed Potatoes for sure. Jim Hallahan 333 is on the 4th, I believe, of January. It's that Sunday, and then we got a couple more scattered in between. But fun first night. Thank you to Ryan Salvatore for helping me out, and you guys are putting on the show, and we'll debrief from this one, and we'll move on to whatever the next one is. But yeah, great time tonight.
Absolutely. I've already got my DoorDash order in from before the race. Tim, what are you going to be DoorDashing after the race? What's your order? Where are you getting it from?
I live out in the sticks, so there's no such thing as DoorDash. I think back in the day it was like horse and buggy. But yeah, unless Ashton brings me something, I think we're pretty much done for the night and we're going to bed because it's way past my bedtime.
There is that indeed. That's going to wrap things up here for us on VidaneTV. TCM Select Race numero uno in the books. And there you see it once again, the DoorDash offer from VidaneTV. Vidane.tv/DoorDash, or you can scan that QR code. Get yourself $8 off for your first 4 orders. Carry the 1 times 2. That's $32 we're going to be able to save you here at VidaneTV. Definitely cash in on that. Let them know that VidaneTV sent you. But for myself, Showtime, Paul Strickland Jr., for the Biz, Patrick Byrne. I almost jacked up your last name because I keep calling you Bizzle. Nailed it the first time. And the wingnut, Ashton Reiki, Tim Terry, Salvatore, Nick Pautier, everybody involved in the TCM races, the Tim's Corner Motorsports. Happy Veterans Day. Happy Remembrance Day up in Canada. We will catch you on the flip side. And when we do, we are going to be doing it live.
Doing it live.
At the track.
On the track.